Hello, you beautiful book nerds. How are you doing? Welcome back to In Between the Lines. I hope you all had an amazing Christmas, New Year, and all that jazz. If you're new here, hello. Hi, my name is Noah. And today we're going to be talking about She Drives Me Crazy by Kelly Quindlen, I believe, is how you pronounce it. I may say it wrong. If I did, I am very sorry. Now, this is a LGBTQ plus romance for the young adults. It's got 304 pages. It was published, so we'd say this now, last year, October 13th. And the cover itself is actually quite cute. Yeah, but diversity, always down for some diversity. And this was $7.99 in Waterstones. So we're just going to dive right into it. So for the story revolves around a young athlete named Scotty. Now Scotty is this one here. And it's all about how she comes to terms with her breakup from a toxic relationship. Well, she didn't know it was toxic until afterwards, but with a young woman named Tally, who was also a basketball player like her. So this is all about a journey for Scotty and how she gets over everything and the way that she decides to do this and also get a little bit of revenge is to fake date her own nemesis named Irene, who is a cheerleader. So the story itself is very stereotypical fake dating, but whoops, we kind of like each other now story shindig, which is something that I'm not really into personally myself, but that doesn't take anything away from the book. I'm gonna go straight into the rating, which is characters, story / plot, world building, rereadability, and fun factor. So there's a few characters in this book. We've got Scotty, which is our main girl. We have Irene, the fake dating nemesis. We have Tally, which is the toxic ex. And there's a few others, some best friends, and there's one main best friend, which is for Irene, which is called... She's called Honeybell. I had to think about that then. So, I'm going to go through them characters mainly. So, Scotty, I didn't really like Scotty as the main character. And it's mainly because I see myself in her. And I'm going to explain why. So, when you're in a relationship, sometimes you can't tell if it's toxic or abusive. And she was very much ignorant and blind to that, to how toxic it was. And I've gone through that. And seeing it in a book is kind of like, oh, God, no. So, for that reason is why I didn't like it. It's not the writer's fault. The writer actually wrote this very well. Irene, I actually really liked Irene. She was very down to earth, very family orientated. There. So we liked her. She's very down to earth. She's kind of put between a rock and hard place because of Scotty, with how she does the fake dating, Irene doesn't really have a good choice. Tally. The thing with Tally, this is something that I'm going to bring up now, is that we know the reason why she's toxic and why it didn't work and why everyone hated her. But we never learn with Tally the reason why Scotty actually fell in love with her. So, we only have a reason to hate. We don't know much about her herself or how the relationship even properly started or what Scotty loved about her. And that's something that I actually hate, and that made me just hate the character even more. So there we go. And with Honeybell, this is the thing, right? There's always one character, mostly in a sort of young adult romance book, who plays the dumb blonde bimbo, who's actually very smart, but kind of keeps everything close to her chest, and that is Honeybell. But Honeybell also has a little charm to her. She's very sweet, quirky, and funny at the same time, and it's not in a very stupid way that she's played. She's written very well. So when she does something that we kind of question, there's a logical reason behind it. It's not just dumb stuff done because she plays the dumb part. There's actually a reason behind it. So I actually really liked Honeybell. She's not in it as much as I would like, but she's a good character. So with the story and plot, it was very stereotypical. You could literally know where it's going step by step, and that doesn't necessarily make it a bad thing. It feels very short because of that, and I wish there was more kind of built onto it. It's a good story, obviously, like I said, it's not my cup of tea, but definitely for the young adults, this, like, going through things from, like, I would say 10 to 13 years old, this is a good book. It's a good read to have. So, Worldbuilding, it is set in a small town in America. It's very well written. You definitely get that small, close community from the writing. But also, they're very open with the LGBTQ, which is lovely to see, because I know a lot of places in America don't have that. So it's nice to have a different view on that. It's not like, oh, doom and gloom, hell have no fury, you're all going to hell. It's pretty much like, yeah, they're fine. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it at all. As long as you love who you love and don't hurt anyone. That's basically it. And I love that in the book. Re-readability. Yeah, it does have that. But for me, I would read some other books instead of this one first. And that kind of says a lot to me about this book. It's not a bad book. It's very well written. But I would read some other books before I would read this book. So, fun factor. Does it have fun factor? I mean, it's a cute book. It has very wholesome moments. There's some quirky bits that do happen that does make you kind of put a smile on your face. But for me, it just kind of falls short for me. If I was to rate this book, I would rate it a 3-star out of 5. Just for them reasons. The characters were good, story and plot. Stereotypical, but yeah, you know, I can work with that. World building, quaint. It was cute. It's just the rereadability and the fun factor of it just kind of makes it fall short a little bit. And like I said about Tally, it tells you why everyone hates her, but they don't tell you why Scotty fell in love with her, which kind of makes it fall short for me just a little bit. I would love to know your opinions, and if there's any other books you would definitely think I should have a look at and read. I know that I'm going to have a look at some more Kelly Quindlen's books, because her writing is really good. You know, I'm not saying it's shit or anything like that. It's a good book. But I'll definitely have to have a look, see what other kind of books there is, read some of them. So, yeah, if you want to read this book, definitely go for it. It's cute, it's quaint. For me, it is what it is. You know, I'm not gonna go crazy about it as everyone else has done, but it's a cute little book to read, if anything. But yeah, anything you want to say, any comments, any other books you want to say I should read, go for it down below. And I will catch you later, my lovelies.